In this video, we will learn about the multiplication of expression with surds. Let's start with this expression. Multiplying the surds together will give us this, using the law of indices. And we can write it like this. By now, you should know that we can express this in its simplest form, like this. Next, let's try another method to multiply and simplify the same expression. Here, we can express this in its simplest form to give us this. What can we do next? Well, we know that this is actually this. Simplifying it further will give us this, which is the same answer we obtained previously. That is to say, either method is fine. Now, let's look at this product involving surds. What can we do to simplify? You're right. Just like the way we expand an algebraic expression, we can expand by multiplying to get two terms, like this. But how can we simplify further? Well, we can multiply these surds together to get 2. Simplifying further will give us this. Next, let's move on to another question that may be slightly more challenging, like this one, where there is a product of two expressions involving surds. Now, can you recall that in algebraic expansion? This is how we can expand a product, like this one. Therefore, we can simplify by expanding to get the first two terms, followed by the next two terms. Try and see if you can simplify each term if possible. Now, did you get this? Good job! Simplifying this further will give us this. Now, let's apply what we have learned using a similar question like this. Like in the previous example, we simplify by first expanding to get these two terms, followed by the other two terms. Now, does it look complicated to you? Actually, it isn't. Let's do this term by term. Do you get it now? Following that, we can simplify it further to give us this, and finally, we will have this. Now, I want you to look at the expressions from the previous examples again. What do you observe about the results? Yes, that's right. When we multiply expressions with surds, they will be in the form a plus b times square root of c, where a and b are rational numbers and the square root of c is a surd. Lastly, we are going to take a look at a special case with a product of two expressions involving surds like this. Now, did you notice that the only difference between the expressions lies in the signs? Let's multiply them together, and here's what we will get. Now, notice that these two terms add up to 0. In other words, the terms cancel each other out. That will leave us with this. Now, does this result look familiar to you? Can you relate this to this special algebraic identity that you've learned, where a is 4 and b is square root of 3? In other words, when a product of two expressions involving surds is in this form, we can apply this result to the expression. Note that simplifying this further will simply be 13.